It's like 6 o'clock. I'm just putting on a bit of skincare. As you see, I've just brushed my teeth. Bags are packed. I've got to be at the hospital 4/7. Not brilliant night's sleep, but here's what it is. I'll have a good one in a minute. We'll be sleeping for like the next week. Right. Let's go. Ash just lost the keys. Great start. So it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. We're about to leave. It used to be about an hour drive, but I don't think it's going to take us an hour to get to the hospital. I want to get there early anyway. So yeah, this is what it is.
So, Georgia's operation went well. She is currently at her parents' recovering, which now means it's my turn to take over from the boys, both Junior and Spud. And we've got to try and get Spuddy ready for Royal Cornwall, which means it's going to be a lot of hard work. There's been a couple early starts to the week already, but tonight's my first night where I'm going to go down and lunge Spud for the first time by myself. So let's see how this goes. So, for those of you who may or may not know, my name is Ash and I am Georgia's partner. Just over the last 12 months, I have been thrust into the equestrian industry. I had very little to no riding experience prior, probably count on both hands the amount of times I've actually ridden. And in the last 12 months, she has shown me a lot more than I thought I could learn in 12 months. I have built what I feel is an incredible relationship with both Junior and Spud. It's been an incredible journey this last 12 months. My first sort of experience with the showing side of the equestrian world, seeing the ins and outs of how it all works. Now I know Georgia would probably love for me to get myself into showing. Whether that ever comes to fruition is for the future to know and for us to find out. At the minute, I'm very happy just going out doing hacks and learning the fundamental basics with my very, very limited of prior knowledge of riding before getting together with Georgia. I'd like to learn the correct habits on how to ride and how to look after a horse correctly. So who knows what the future may bring. But tonight, just finished work, got changed, currently heading down to the yard. Got to bring the boys in, get their turnout rugs off, get Buggy in his lunging bridle and setup, and some German piece of equipment that, don't ask me what it's called, all I know is how to get it on and how to use it, and make sure this boy is actually exercising, getting some work into him, because we need to make sure that he's looking as fantastic as possible for Royal Cornwall. Right, so we just got to the yard, get these two troublemakers in, and let's get him lunged. that is them in and eating. Mapped out for the minute. I need to put more straw in there because it is quite low. JJ? Can't see because of the light. JJ? So school has just become free, so we'll wait for them to eat and then we'll get Spud in his tack, which is this thing here with the lunge assist age, lunge line. Obviously we got schooling whip and my hat because got to be safe. Yeah, hopefully they eat quick because I want to get them lunged before it gets dark. I mean, it's starting to brighten up now, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. But yeah. Good boy. Good boy.
Hello, I thought I'd do the update here because it was nice and sunny, but now the clouds have covered up the sun, and I had to come in and make my hot water bottle anyway. Just over a week post-op, the first week was really rough. So I stayed in hospital the first night. I got back to the ward I think about 7 o'clock. Pretty late. I was in recovery for quite a long time dealing with really high pain. First night didn't sleep well at all. Then I came home, went off to mum and dad's, and it was just dealing with a lot of stomach pain, incision pain, trapped floating gas in the shoulders, which obviously when they do the operation they pump you full of gas so that they can move around a bit easier. But sometimes it stays and it floats around, so it gets stuck up here. It honestly feels like somebody's punching you in the collarbone. But now I've managed to get myself a kidney infection, which I did suspect something was wrong about 3 days post-op. It was a bit uncomfortable. My throat was also really sore, it still is, and sort of right in my esophagus. And I knew that this time was going to be rougher because I'm a lot sicker than I was 2 years ago. So it's been a bit of a rough, rocky road. I've been sort of mentally not great either. I've been dealing with a lot of stress, trying to make this whole thing work and happen. It's proving to be a bit of a challenge. When you have a horse that unfortunately removed about 90% of his tail in November last year, I think it was, despite our best efforts and buying the most expensive products on the market, etc., etc., it's not grown enough and it won't grow enough for the show ring. So to have to get my horse some really nice extensions, which, you know, I'd love to get myself some, but I can't get myself any. I've got to go Spud to them for this show. You know, he's doing well, he seems to be gaining weight and muscle and stuff like that. He's still ribby, but, you know, I don't know if he'll ever not be ribby, if I'm honest. I think he might just be one of those thoroughbreds that has more pronounced ribs due to his rib cage. He's got quite a wide rib cage. But we're trying our hardest to put a bit of chunk on him. So hopefully when the grass comes in, he'll get a little bit chunky in time for show season. He goes quite muscly and lean rather than chunky and muscly. He sort of slims down, which is, he's an ex-racer, that's sort of what he's bred for. So, but he seems to be doing well. I've not been over yet. I know, I feel like a terrible horse owner. A week and a half and I haven't been over. It's just going to take some time. I'm feeling better. Once this kidney infection goes, I think I'll be able to start doing light things around the yard and hopefully then start practicing with him and eventually get back on board, because I've also got juniors to show. That's the update. That is your week and a half post-op update for the vlog.
The wonky road stretches out to the west, where the ocean breeze puts the rider to the test. Through the Cornish mist and the granite grey, we'll find our rhythm by the end of the day.